Hey guys, I don't know when I'm gonna post this, but it's kind of the morning time still today. I'm about to head to the gym and get a little workout in. It is so freaking hot, and I turned down my AC so I could record this, so I'm like extra, like I'm probably gonna start sweating while I'm recording. But I wanted to take like a second and just record a short video on a couple things I've been doing the past year basically that have dramatically helped with my levels of anxiety, like my daily kind of resting anxiety rate. So a lot of people who meet me wouldn't think this off the top. I'm a super anxious person. So like I'm very socially anxious. I'm the type of person who, if I'm going to a new location, and by new location I mean like a new restaurant, or just a restaurant I've never been, any venue of any sort, going to a meeting place, going to a freaking library, I don't know, like any basic place. It doesn't have to be like there's an event happening. I will look up the place and like look at the Google images to see like, okay, what does this layout look like? I'll do like the little Google Maps to see like, okay, what are the buildings next to it? Because I need to have that kind of spatial recognition of everything prior to going somewhere, or I'll spiral and start thinking about like, I'll get anxious about what the layout of the place looks like. Where do I fit in that space? Like, it may sound very silly, but like that's just like the kind of things your brain makes up to make you anxious about when you're an anxious person. So anyway, that's just like an example to show what I mean by like my social anxiety. If I can like psych myself up and like do that, then I can talk to people and whatever, but on the inside my heart's like, oh god, oh god. So a few things that I've done in my personal life that are fully within my control, because there's not that much you learn in life that's under your control. The only thing you can control is yourself. So I think to myself like, okay, what do I have full reign over that I can make better, make worse, like induce my anxiety or help reduce my anxiety? So one of the things I did the past year was I turned off all audio on my phone, like all audio for notification, all audio for phone calls, anything literally, because I thought to myself, 85 to 95% of the time a sound is going off on my phone. It's a text notification from a business giving me a coupon. It's an email that's a business. It's a text that like doesn't really need to be replied to immediately, like a group text or something. And so every time I was hearing the ding ding ding, then you have like this, at least for me, I had this like moment of like, I gotta pick up my phone, you know, when in reality it's like, no, you don't. Like, even when it's something like semi-important, you don't even need to pick it up immediately. Like, there was a time where people just had landlines where if something even urgent was happening, you had to leave a voicemail and they may not be home for hours, whatever. So like coming back to the reality of like, everything isn't urgent. My phone isn't my maker. My phone doesn't own me and tell me how I should behave or when and where I should be responding to things or reading things on my phone. That has helped me dramatically, because I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten like, not to like throw my parents under the bus or whoever, but you know, your parents might text you and be like, call me when you have a minute or whatever. Like, I'm sure that's a pretty normal text we get from our parents. If I had my notifications on still, I would have picked up my phone immediately, no matter what I was doing. And then I would have seen that. And then the anxiety starts to build, because it's like, what is the phone call about? Oh God, like, I really wanted to have fun doing what I was doing right now and not think about this phone call I have to make, you know? And oftentimes, again, with anxiety, the thing isn't that serious, but for someone with anxiety, it can be that serious and kind of like put a fork in what you're doing and make it hard to comfortably finish what you're already working on. And I'm not trying to self-diagnose myself, but for years now, I've had this suspicion that I could potentially, I say this with a grain of salt, I could potentially have ADHD. And it's not on like the whole, I start one thing and can't, it's not just that. Like, the way my brain works is what I've learned from a lot of people when I watch their videos talking about what it is to be someone with ADHD. I'm like, oh, like it's some brain stuff going on here that is not typical. That along paired with it, even though I'm not someone who's diagnosed with ADHD, being pulled out of the mental state of what I'm currently doing just makes everything so much harder to begin with. Another thing that I have done, which will like, I feel like this is not possible for a lot of people, but if you maybe put some systems in place, it can be possible. I stopped using alarms to wake up. I do not use alarms. Since I have been the age of 18, or no. since I was a kid, when I started going to public school, I've always used alarms to wake myself up. So I know there's people who exist in this world who can just wake up naturally at 6 o'clock in the morning, or they set an alarm for this amount of time. Oh, a cardinal. They set an alarm for for 6 a.m. And then, after a month, I can just wake up naturally at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have never been that way. Like, I don't care how many times I set an alarm for the same time every day. It's never going to make my body start to do it naturally. So that means for over the past 15 years, I had to turn up my air because my phone is overheating. So I'm sorry if the audio gets worse. But that means for the past 15 years, I have been waking up by a sound. Now, I will say in the past 2 years, I had chosen a new sound that literally was birds chirping. So at the bare minimum, I was waking up to a sound that's artificially semi-natural, like I'm hearing choop 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 choop, but still it's not me naturally waking up. I know for a fact that my body's not really gonna wake up later than 8:30 or whatever. So if it's not a day where I have to drive into the office and that's a longer drive for me where I have to set an alarm to wake up super early, I work from home usually, so I'm able to just wake up naturally before my work day. And I'm not going to set an alarm to do that for me, So, and then on the weekends, let's say, so I don't work on the weekends. And this is the part that might be controversial to some people. It's what? You're wasting your life away. But I'm on this whole slow living, I'll link a video or kind of tag what the video looks like here, just about the art of living slow, basically. This is the controversial thing to some people probably. On the weekends, I don't set an alarm, and I might go to sleep on Friday night at 12 o'clock at night. Not because I'm partying, just because I'm up doing stuff. Y'all, my body won't wake me up until 10 a.m., 10:30, 11 a.m. one time, or a couple times. I can't lie. And some may hear that and be like, oh my God, you're sleeping your life away. Half the day's already gone. You gotta blah, 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 blah. First of all, I learned that my body needs more sleep. My body wants to sleep for 9 to 10 hours. That's normal. That's okay. That's going to help me live longer. That's going to make me healthier. So yeah, those are two things that I've done. Very simple, but I feel like a lot of people don't do it. So turning off your notification sounds completely, unless you're doing something that literally necessitates having volume on. And then 2, not setting alarms to wake up. Just waking up when your body wants to wake up. And I think that one might be the one that people are how can you do that? But trust me, I used to feel that way, and I used to feel guilty. I used to feel guilty about not setting an alarm to wake up, even when I had nothing, and I say that with air quotes, but when I had no real obligations tying me to wake up at a certain time, I still felt bad because I feel like this country trains you to you need to be you need an alarm, wake up, wake up. It's almost like Black Mirror type. I don't mean to curse. But not to exaggerate, but it's almost like Black Mirror in the sense of you have this society of millions, and this alarm is just beep, 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 and then we're all we're awake. I'm I know, I'm not stupid, y'all. I know the implications to keep schedules, to do whatever, but it is kind of Black Mirror, for everyone not just to wake up when their body naturally wakes up, but rather we all wake up at an artificial time. It's from the moment we wake up, we're already behaving like someone's robot or someone's property. I don't know. That's getting into my more deep thoughts about capitalism and stuff, which I'm talking about anxiety and how I reduce it. And of course, it's going to stem back to capitalism, because I won't get into it. That can be a whole nother day. But that's all I wanted to share. I'm going to go work out at the gym now, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.